You know, I ain't got no soul gem of the week. I need to be thinking.
Okay. We live, baby. Okay. Welcome to another episode of Soul Feeling. Okay, I gotta start over. Sorry. Okay. Welcome to another episode of Soul Feeling, where you get your soul fed. I'm Tiffany.
I'm Jasmine.
And I'm Kobe.
And today we are talking about manifesting our dream life. Okay. We just had an interview earlier this week with the amazing Anthony O'Neill. He is a financial expert. He is a man of God. He's just an amazing person. And what really stuck out for us is when he was talking about creating a dream life with a partner. And so that really sparked this. But this is your dream life, whether you have a partner or not, because what is your life? But before we get into the nitty gritty, you know what we got to do. It's time to talk about what fed your soul this week. And ladies, let us know what fed your soul this week. I'm gonna clean up this little area real quick. I didn't realize that. It was so crazy. So y'all let me know what your soul is fed this week.
Hey, girl, it looked fine. You got it. For me, what fed my soul this week? This week has been kind of one of those decompressing weeks for me. Just one of those recentering, restabilizing myself, just getting back, just that regroup. It's March now. So, the thing, I feel like we're walking into spring. So the reset button has kind of been one of those things like, okay, get your mind ready for spring cleaning, prepping for the next phase of life. It seemed like the COVID numbers are decreasing, thank God. So just getting ready for normalization again, and as close as we can possibly get to it. So yeah, that's what fed my soul.
Okay. Oh, I thought I had a soul filling gym, but I think this is how I really want to start off the podcast. Dang, I can't think of one. Okay, I'll
just go with it.
Okay, let's go with it. Okay, so recently, actually, I do know what it is. I want to say this for the podcast, but one of them is, so on my Instagram, I ask people, like, do you know what your purpose is? So it's like, do you know what your purpose is? Yes or no? And so the results were kind of like 50-50. And what really was different for me was that, like, some of the people that answered no, I was very surprised, because like the work that they do is very purposeful, right? And so like there's this one person who was just like a financial person who teaches people about, like, how to handle their finances and how to be debt free, and he answered no. And then just other people that I was really like so confused, because I was like, what do you mean? Like, I feel like you're activating your purpose now. And then I posted afterwards, like, I feel like I know my purpose, but I don't know if I'm operating in it as much as I would like to, and so I said that. But then one of my friends, shout out to Journey by Jet, on Instagram, she had wrote me this DM that I want to share with y'all that totally changed my perspective and just made me feel really, really, really good about life. So I'm going to try to find that. I'm going to find that right now and read it to you guys. So
yes,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 seconds. Okay, so she wrote, I've changed my view on purpose. I think it's more of who we are and how we show up in what we do than what we actually do, because who we are will always shape what we end up doing, if that makes sense. We lose jobs, change jobs, start businesses, stop businesses. But in all that, we still remain us. And to me, purpose doesn't change, but life can. So I deem purpose as myself. I'm light. That's my purpose. I'm a survivor, and I love to tell my story to encourage and uplift others. That's my purpose. I'm a creator. I can create a multitude a multitude of things in life. That's my purpose. And I really, really, really need to hear that, because when you start, when you're a person who wants an abundant life, a more than regular life. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I want a tremendous, amazing life, which I already have now, but I want more amazingness. Why not? And so sometimes I contemplate and I often ask myself, am I doing the right thing? Like, am I spending my time really, really where it really needs to be? But when she talked about how her perspective of purpose was who you are, I realized that it is my job to be positive, to be
Right.
be very joyful in every situation I'm in, whether I'm working at my old job at a nonprofit, where I'm working now, in or just how I navigate and interact with people in life. And so that brought me so much joy to know that, Tiffany, it's not that you're not living in your purpose because you're not doing something, or your job is not this yet.
Right.
You're living your purpose now by being who you are. So it makes me think, like, think about what you think your purpose is, and if you're able to enable that in the things that you're doing right now, teaching your students, being a health coordinator, how is that in line with your purpose in life can bring to whatever circumstance that you're in? Not saying that you can't move out into that circumstance into a more purposeful job. But purpose is in everything that you do. And I think I really need to hear that, because it helps me show up better within myself in everything I do. So shout out to Jet. And let me make sure that I have her Instagram handle correct. Yeah, Journey on Jet. She's so amazing. She's actually on the board of my nonprofit, and like, her words are so beautiful, and I just love her as a person. We also went to Howard together, so the funny thing is, we wasn't really friends until after college, and that's crazy because she lives in Chicago and I live in Texas. But that's that.
I love it.
That was a long soul filling gem, but
that was beautiful.
Right? I love it. I love it. I love it.
How about you, Cobb?
Mine is just short and sweet. Just be present, be in the moment, take in, all that life has to offer. A lot of times we be living in the past, living in the future. So just really enjoy each and every moment.
Girl, yes.
Yes. I want to go back real quick, back to yours though, Tiff, because like the whole identity and purpose, I was reading something this week and it was talking about pretty much that same thing, how we fixate our identities in what we are doing, whether it's our occupation, mainly our occupation, right? And to the point where if we no longer have that occupation, we feel like our identity is stripped away. And so I just love how within our occupation, think about the roles that you were fulfilling, and that could also lead you and guide you to show you, what you are really good at, what purpose you really fulfill really well. And it's just a beautiful thing, because you don't necessarily, like, although I'm a teacher, I still love to teach I love to educate people. I just love to, to coach people. At one point I did coaching, and I love just like motivating people and helping them, see the results that they want to do, whether that's in, their relationship, or where they're getting an A in school, whether that's, whatever it finances. Like, I just like helping the people around me, and not even the people, maybe completely strangers that we just now become new besties, because, I just love to educate so much. And so just really finding, but it took me a while to get to that place to understand what I was actually good at, and what fed my soul, and it kind of even came from me helping people and listening. Once I helped people and them saying, okay, you're really good at this, or and so listen to people when they tell you, they give you compliments at, things that you're really good at. And I think it could be something that comes so naturally to you. It just goes over your head that you're even doing it. And so have a listening ear when people are complimenting you as to what you're doing, or, how you serving them. And you could, understand a little bit easier, like, okay, that could be, part of my purpose. But yeah, I love how she said that.
Yeah, definitely having a listening ear. And what I love so much about the people who did say yes, because after that, I asked an open-ended question like, okay, so what is your purpose? And so many people just talked about, being joyful, about servitude, about being fruitful. And when I realized this is purpose is basically servitude. How can you help others? And I just think that's so beautiful. Like we're all trying to figure out our purpose, but it's always going to be tied to helping others. And then the scripture, I think this scripture is like so like I usually use it in like in a shady, petty tense. And it's like you owe no man anything other than to love them. But this is something like, but in this case, I wasn't being shady. It's just being like, look, guys, we are on this earth to love each other. I don't care what you look like. I don't care what you do. Like, God put us on this earth. If we could just do this one thing, just imagine if everybody on earth only job was to love one another, how amazing this world would be.
Girl.
It would be, well, you wouldn't have to want for anything if we just love for that's all we owe. And so you can use that in a petty sense too. Like, when people ask for too much, I owe you nothing but to love you, and I can love you from afar, but also, just love people.
It could all be so simple.
Oh, girl, you really be making it hard. And so It's just like, I don't know. It just made me because I was really like kind of feeling a little down because, I love my job because I get to serve and also because I'm learning so much. But I also, that time is like so precious that sometimes I'm like, when am I going to really dive deep into my nonprofit? Like that's just been very heavy on my mind. When am I going to be able to really give what I need to Soul Filling? Because it's like, you really want to, right? But it's just like only so much time in the day. And so then when she said that perspective for me, it refreshed my mind. And to know that like it's going to happen and I'm going to make it happen, but I don't know. But that grace that we were talking about, I'm really giving myself that grace. Yeah. Anyways, because I think we have to sometimes give ourselves a break. So not a break in like, give yourself a break and just thinking about when you look back at your day at the end of the day, what did you do? And sometimes that for granted, like you did a lot. And so we're usually like, hey, I didn't do this, I didn't do that. But what did you do? A lot. So that's probably why you didn't do these other things. But I'm not saying any excuses or anything like that, but I'm just really trying to be real with myself, but with also knowing what I need to do to manifest the life that I want, but also knowing that I've already manifested a life that I want too already. So it's just
already.
Because you're always going to want to add things,
That's good. That's true. We always, and that's the sooner we understand. And I don't know where I said this at, but I was telling this to somebody. Like, I don't think our purpose, maybe I could even say this on one of our old podcasts. I don't know. But our purpose, I don't think it's a destination. I don't think it's, when I get to this amount, or when I get to be able to do this, or when I get to meet Obama, or when I get to, I don't think it's one event. Your purpose is life. Like, so how are you living life right now? How are you making your impact on the earth right now with just your immediate people that that's in your circle? How are you, impacting the people that you walk past on a day-to-day basis, whether they're strangers or not? How are you living? What is your character exuding? I think your purpose is all encompassed inside of that. And so it's like sometimes we're looking so far in the horizon and we're trying to chase this purpose and run after that we like trampling over everything and everybody in our sight. Like, and it's like, okay, maybe if we took time and appreciated the people, what we have right now, we would quote unquote reach that goal faster. And then even once you reach it, we gonna want something else. That's just our human nature. That's just our human nature.
That's so true, because like I'll take this apartment for example. Me getting this apartment was a manifestation that I had. Me working remotely was a manifestation that I had, you know.
Yeah.
Having my hair like this, I just saw like this post from like a long time ago on Facebook. It was this girl, it was like a cartoon, but she had a big afro and she had big boobs. Who has a big afro and big boobs? Me. I said I want to be her. I am. I don't have the abs, but that was literally 10 years ago. And I'm like I kind of like look like that, girl. But
you do.
So
yeah.
So I just want I think like sometimes we're like, oh man, I'm not where I want to be, but you are where you want to be a year ago. Like we have to really think about like you already have manifested this. Like I remember you wanting to be a full-time teacher, like Jasmine.
Wow.
I remember Kobe wanting this job that she has currently. It's just like I remember Jasmine wanting to be engaged. I remember her wanting to be a whole wife. So like it is what it is. I remember Jasmine telling me about this little girl that she saw in her dream, and now she has
a whole daughter.
But anyways, we kind of went off track. I mean, not really, because this is talking about like the dream life. But I want to tell you why this topic came to my mind, yo. And I think we should really pay attention to like what like hits on our emotions. There's a lot of stuff on social media, and a lot of times we could get caught up in thinking, I should do this, I should do that, I should do this. But I feel like in life, when people are saying things, if something triggers you and something hits you deep, that's the stuff that you really need to like focus on. Not everything, not people telling you what you should do, what you should not do, but listen to what your body is saying when something does hit your heart. And so this really hit my heart for some reason. I cried off this damn ad that Tabitha Brown did with someone. And I don't be watching ads like that. This was like a 2-minute ad, but for some reason I think it really resonated with me, because the way that she created this ad, it was for Sleep One, which is like a mattress, I believe. And she was just talking about the importance of rest and self-care, and you know how she films all day, but she loves helping others and being a wife. And this content was so beautiful and so purposeful that it just made me feel so like it triggered something for me, because that's the kind of content I want to create. It was so beautiful, but though she was advertising for someone, there was a message in it. Like it was so organic, it was so authentic, and it made you feel and it taught you something. And it really made me think, like, as I'm budding into like an influencer, that's the type of things I want to create when I am getting paid to sponsor something. I want it to feel, even if you don't buy whatever I'm, promoting to you guys, that you still take something with you that will help you into your life. And I just love that, because there's so many people out here, and I'm not like going in on anyone, but the money is there to to get paid to advertise something, but to be able to do it in a way that's authentic and really, I think that's so different. And so that really made me so emotional, because I was like, damn, like that, I really want to do that. Anyways.
That's beautiful.
So now that's why I was like, that was just like, that's one part of my dream life that I want to be able to do and become like monetized to create, but also just creating to create and having the time to create and educate in a way that's on social media, off social media. I want to be able to create without being drained from creating for others to get paid.
Girl.
That makes sense. But also being very financially stable. So is there anything that like really like stuck out to you? It doesn't have to be on social media that made you think like, wow, I want my life to look like that.
Ooh, yes, 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 and yes. So currently, right now, I am. Well, wait. Let's back up before we go deep into this topic, y'all. Make sure y'all subscribe. Make sure y'all like. Make sure if your soul is being fed, or if it's fed at any point in this show, make sure you leave a comment, drop something, so we can get out there, okay, or whatever platform you on. All right, now, oh yeah, and hit that subscribe and turn on that bell notification.
Period.
We love y'all. Thank y'all. Okay. So yeah, for me right now, I'm currently okay. So let me see. What was the thing that just? So y'all know I'm a reader. I be trying to think about things I watch and things I see on Instagram. I don't be on Instagram or TikTok or any social media anymore, y'all. I'm deliberate. But this is recent. This is recent. Now, I still do go on there for like a little, but I've limited my time on social media. Like, y'all, like I check my screen time. I'm barely doing 4 hours a day, if that, probably even less than that. But so one in this one book I'm reading is called Financial Freedom. And in the book, it was just talking about how pretty much getting to this point in your life where you're leaving behind, wealth for people. And it basically is breaking down the steps on what strategic things you can be doing. And I think it's a beginner's kind of guide to what you can be doing, where you can be placing your money so that you can leave generational wealth and create early retirement. And so I was like, oh, I'm trying to, because, I just feel like, so for me, my dream life is not having to do the same thing our parents did and dedicate, our prime years of our life to a company that, don't necessarily fill our soul. Me personally, I'm finally at a place where a company, when I say a place, I'm finally at a place where I truly, genuinely enjoy being there. But I still like, that whole thing, our human nature, we always want more, right? And so I want to be at that place where like you were saying earlier, where our companies, Soul Filling is one of our companies as well, like where they're operating to a place where they can support us financially, not only support us financially, but it can also support our growth for our generations to come. So I can be, storing the money. It's coming in so much plenitude that I have extra where I can even put away in retirement from our, I don't want to call it our side hustle, but from this is like our baby. This is like another one of our, something that we built from the ground up. So my dream life is seeing the businesses, the companies that I truly have passion, the ones that I'm creating, because, there have been some things I've done. I was like, I don't think this is supposed to be my end goal, but the ones that I really, truly are passionate about, like, i.e. Soul Filling, real estate. For right now, I really want to see them flourish. I really want to see them get to a point where and I talked about this in the episode where DJ Elevate was on, where they get to this operational point where it's almost running, it's turned into a machine. And Ashley talked about this, like, you want to get your companies running like a machine where they don't even need you to operate. But I still want to be there. Of course, I'm not just gonna walk away, but I do want to, that's my mission right now. My goal is to do what it takes, take the necessary steps, outsource the necessary help so that, it can be running afloat. And in the process of doing that, I want to inspire other Black people to not just necessarily do podcasts, not necessarily get involved in I do want y'all to get in real estate, but that's a whole nother topic. But I really want to see us, because I just feel like for a long time we have been cultivated and created to be the workers of this society here in America. That's been the main agenda for us to be the average class working citizen. But I want us to be taking ownership, taking leadership roles, taking CEO roles, taking, just really, I don't know. So I'm going on a tangent, but that's starting. I want that for myself. And then for myself, I want that for my people as well. I want to see us prosper. When you think of Black people, I want you to think of the people that's thriving, that's prospering, not the people that's at the bottom.
I love that. That is so beautiful. It's so beautiful because you don't want it only for yourself, but you want it for everyone. And also when you said, I don't want us to be seen as the bottom, which a lot of people do view Black people like the bottom of the barrel. And sometimes we view ourselves like that.
Ourselves.
Right. Because when you said that, what came to my mind was just like, I don't know, like I flashed back into like Africa when we are kings and queens, and we are kings and queens, and it is time for us to be the owners, the CEOs, which we are. Like there's a lot of Black people who are, but more. I want when they hear Black, they can't help but like, rich, smart, intelligent.
Come on.
I love that.
Yes.
I love that. How about you, Kobe?
Yeah, I'm so glad you asked that question because one person that I follow is Will Smith, and he is such an inspiration. Like, just I look at him and I'm just like, I see possibility, and I'm just like, I absolutely love him. I don't know, like you just have to follow him to understand, to see him living his life to the fullest. It makes you want to do it for yourself. But the one thing also that he kind of talks about a lot too was the inevitable mindset. And that is basically, he puts himself in situations where it's inevitable to succeed. And so, my question to our listeners are, what type of environment would you have to put yourself in for you to succeed? If it's you wanting to work out every day, what type of environment would you have to create for you to work out every day? If you want to, make X amount of money, what type of environment would you have to create for yourself to get, the money coming in? So I think about that, and it just, I look at my situations and opportunities a lot different now that, I'm carrying that mindset with me. I'm like, it's not if it's going to happen, it's when it's going to happen, because I know that I'm going to put myself in the right position to do the right things, to be right where I want to be when I need to be.
Girl.
Now
that's new. And in the inevitable mind.
I'm so glad. Inevitable. I'm so glad you shared that, Kobe. Yeah. Because that makes us take ownership of our lives. Like, it makes us not look for other people to try to come into the puzzle and not, try to blame other people. It makes us like, what position am I putting myself in right now? Like, am I setting myself up for success by doing this, by going there, by eating this, by drinking that, by sleeping in late every single day? Like, wow.
Yes.
Dang. Yep. That really makes me think of something our friend Trey Hodge just posted. He has a podcast with his wife called That Kind of Love. And I don't know if it was a clip from there or not, but basically he was saying there's no try. It's like you either will do something or you will not do something. And so it's just like people say like, oh, I'm going to try to be faithful. I'm going to try to eat right. Like, I'm going to try to blah, 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 blah. No, like you're saying, like, you have control and ownership over your life. So you can be faithful, period. You can save your money. You can find that job. You can fall in love. Whatever it is, it's not I want to be able to X that out of my, I'm going to X that out of my communication, because it's either I am going to do it or I'm not going to do it. And that's just on period. So that really reminds me of, that inevitable mindset. Like, we do have to be, because I think a lot of times, like, we're in the ifs and we're in the maybes. Well, I'm gonna try my best. No, I'm going to be rich. This nonprofit is going to thrive and Soul Filling will be monetized. Period.
Period. Period.
Like, monetizing the sense, like that abundance you were talking about, Jazz, like that is a dream life. I do not want to have to wake up like and work at a job that might be great, but not something like I want my life to be really good. And that's okay.
I want to work at a job because I want to work at the job, not because I have to work at the job.
That's what I'm talking about.
Facts.
Because I'm like, I still might even keep my job because I like teaching the youth. But then who knows? Like if I will, if I won't. But I'm just like, I don't want it to be, because most times we're living so in survival mode, and we need these things. But I want to get to the point where I don't even need it. It's because I want to. I enjoy this. And so the only way we can do that is if we make strategic decisions right now. While you actually do need that job, you have to make strategic decisions right now to be investing your money, setting money aside, saving your money, like doing things, setting yourself up while you do have the job, not living paycheck to paycheck. Because then if you are living paycheck to paycheck, you're going to always constantly need the job. So even if that's just cutting out on a burger, cutting out on the little things, finding ways to cut down expenses so that you can have more money for investment. In this book, y'all, it said every dollar is so powerful when it comes to compound interest. So even if all you can invest is $1 just that day, $1 working hard for compound interest is so much more powerful than $1 spent on frivolous things that we don't need, spent on just foolishness, or not even thinking to even invest it. So it's just like, y'all, we really got this. But it's up to not trying, it's up to actually doing. It's really just a mindset shift. Like, I can't remember what book this was. It was saying we can't be in such, no matter what situation we're in right now. Robert Kiyosaki, I remember it was Robert Kiyosaki. His accountant would get so mad at him because him and his wife, no matter what predicament they were in, whether they was even negative, I'm not telling y'all to do this. I'm no financial advisor. I'm no CPA, so don't listen to me. I'm the messenger. And so what Robert Kiyosaki and his wife would do is, even if they were behind on their bills, they would still save their little 10%. And they would have way more money in their savings account. And their accountant was like, y'all, why are y'all doing this? Like, I'm gonna need y'all. You have the money. Can you just pay the bill? Like, no, that is our legacy. This is for our generational wealth. We are not touching that. That don't belong to us. This is for our future. It's for our future kids, for our future. And I was just like, we gotta start thinking about that. We gotta start thinking about our future. We gotta start thinking about not just the now, that instant gratification that we want right now in the moment. And it just takes that discipline, y'all. It just takes that mindset shift, y'all. And we could truly do this. It starts with our mind. It starts with changing your mind. It's to say, okay, I know what I want, and I'm going to not try to do it, but I'm going to do it.
When I hear, go ahead. No, I was going to say, when I hear y'all talking about trying, and, that was one thing about my dream life, is just that I think about possibility. I want to be able to, host parties, at our home. I want to be able to travel. I want to be able to, it's so many possibilities. And so I think that part of that too is just not limiting yourself, just knowing that, what, life is infinite. Like, it's so many different possibilities, and not limiting yourself based off of, I'm scared, so I'm not going to even try to do this, or I'm Like, I feel like even that right there, because we're scared, a lot of times we don't even try to do something. We don't even put it in our dream life or even say that it's a part of our dream life because we like, I can't even fathom that. Like, I can't do that. That's not going to happen. But it's like, no, you can't look at your current circumstances. I think Steve Harvey said it one time. He was like, I knew I was going to buy, my dream car, dream house, whatever. And he just knew. He wasn't looking at his current situation and saying, oh, how am I going to do it off of the money that I have right now? He knew that God was going to bless him to be able to buy his dream home, buy his dream car, buy everything that he wanted to do. So it's like, you can't look at your current skill set right now. You can't look at, you walk into the gym and you're like, okay, one day I want to lift 250 pounds or whatever. I don't know. You can't look at your current strength right now. You have to know that, okay, I'm gonna put a plan together. I'm gonna work this and then I'll be able to do whatever I need to do whatever I want to do. Like, it's limitless. The possibilities are limitless.
Look, and there's a reason we had to do this podcast because my soul is fed. Okay. Oh my, it is
Girl.
so true. Let me tell you a story. So, well, let me try to put this in words. So, all right, that fear thing. And okay, I want people to understand that the way you view yourself is not how other people view you. Most of the time, they view you way better than you view yourself, and that probably does need to change. You probably should view yourself way better than they view you, because like, that's why I like when you said in the beginning, Jazz, like listening to what people say are good about you, because sometimes it's like you won't do things because you don't think it's up to your standards yet, but you realize like what you're capable of, a lot of people can't do, a lot of people don't know. So people will hold off on writing a course to really seeking out clients for their business, from starting a business, because they're like, I don't know enough. But you have something that another person needs. And so while everybody else is looking at you and waiting for you to deliver a service, you're not doing it because you don't think you're good enough, or you're out of fear, like who's going to sign up, and you stay stagnant. And so, but then like, this was something with me, and it's just like with me, I don't know, like if I want social media to even be a business, like a business of mine, as far as like having clients for other people, like if that makes sense. So that's like something I'm kind of working out in my head. But on the flip side, I've seen people starting social media businesses that don't have the same photography skills as me, don't have the same graphic design as me, and booking clients, and website trash. But then,
they got that faith.
That's what I'm saying.
Sorry.
No, you're right. I'm so glad you said that. The difference is the faith, the grit. And funny thing is, like, Nick posted like a video recap that he did for Black Market like 2 years ago, and he was like, dang, look how trash I used to be just 2 years ago. And I was like, that video pretty fire still, but like, you could see the growth. So yes, that social media company that I'm saying look trash right now, in a year, in 2 years, just because they started, can't surpass what I'm good at right now, because they started. And so what I'm saying, have that faith. Start. Sure, you might not know shit yet. But start, because you never know. And not saying that you don't know stuff, but like, you might know something, but start there.
You get better when you do. You don't get better when you sitting on the sideline thinking about it, contemplating, talking about everybody else that's doing it, how you could do a better job than them, or, you don't get better doing that. You get better when you, and I know this is a contradiction, because how we said don't try, but when you try, when you do it, when you try.
Not trying, because when you do,
Well, the reason, here's why, I'm about to tell you why I said use the word try. I used it very, very strategically. So yes, you were actually doing it, But guess what? You don't have to keep doing it if you find that it's something that don't feed your soul. You can try this thing out, walk out on faith, use that courage to just thrust yourself out there into it, whatever that business idea that you want to do. And once you try it out for a while, you could be amazing at it and say, hey, I love this. I'm going to keep growing this. I'm going to keep pursuing this. I'm going to do everything in my power so that it can be all it can be. Or you could try it out and be like, I thought this was way more than I thought this was going to be way more fulfilling than it actually is. And now that I'm actually doing it, this don't really feed my soul. So I think I'm gonna go try this culinary business now, or I'm gonna go try this. That's what entrepreneurship is starting businesses, starting multiple businesses. Maybe this one don't work. Maybe this one works really, really well. Okay, that one's working well. Let me see if I can start a different type of business. That's what entrepreneurship is. It's not saying you're going to dedicate yourself to this one specific business, and that's what I think that's like a corporation when you dedicate yourself all into this one specific idea. So the moral of the story, like, be courageous enough to do different things. So like Kobe was saying, like, just try it out and see if you're good at it. See, even if you're not good at it, like we were talking about, maybe 2 years later, if you stick it out long enough, you will be great at it.
It's so true. I totally agree with you on that. Dang, there was something I was going to say.
Remember,
Kobe dropped that gem that it just made me say so many other different things. Like, what were you talking about before Kobe said her hot fire stuff? Dang, I can't remember.
Wealth, generational wealth, prosperity. I don't know. Nah, I got nothing.
Dang. Well,
your dream life,
girl. Hey, if I could just remember that one thing. Oh well, it'll come up again if it needs to.
The next thing that I want to say, while you're thinking about it, is my boss in an email asked, who are some women who have influenced y'all? And, everybody put their mother, and it's the same for me. But aside from my mother, I wanted to come up with a different answer than what everybody else was just putting, saying mom, So I put my friends. I was like, my best friends have influenced me because, like, you think about like the young teens we were and just how impressionable and how pressured, like having the right friends could, take your life. Like it could be a fork in the road. Like you could literally go one way or the other. And I was just like, my friends have always influenced me to, be my authentic self. And I just love them. And, that's part of that dream life too. Like it's just having people around you who influence you to do the right thing, who like, girl, like, no, you gotta be at home. Get your tail out the club and, or come on, let's learn how to cook. Let's, like having those friends around you who are gonna give you the tools that you need to, inspire you and to just be there for you, be that support system that you need as you're going through this life. I feel like that is really important.
Girl.
You're so sweet. You inspire.
That's so sweet, Kobe. And that's so real, y'all. That's so real. Y'all, we literally grew up together. We've been knowing each other since we was like 12. And just literally we grew up Tiffany, stop. Don't talk about it. Yeah, girl, she over here talking about my old school days when I used to tick, I thought it was Michael Jackson's little sister or something.
But that's really good at that though. Like you was the ticky queen. Like I still ain't never found nobody who can tick like my best friend Jasmine Charles.
Oh gosh. And you was the freestyle queen. Look, Tiffany stay freestyling. Now give me a beat. Yeah. No, don't give me don't give I'm be like Issa Rae. I got that ill. No. Y'all ain't think that was okay. Y'all have to seen we doing insiders here now. Y'all had to be in the Issa Rae before she was doing Insecure to know that insider.
Yeah.
But friends, y'all, the power of friendship and the influence is unheard of, y'all. It's so powerful. I'm so glad you brought that up, Kobe, because someone very close to me got themselves in some really deep trouble on Valentine's Day. We'll talk about I had a hell of a Valentine's Day. Let's just say that. And if I'm just being real honest, I'm not gonna go too deep into the story. But when I talked to him and he was explaining the situation, and I was just like, I didn't want to make him feel bad about it, but he was just like, I was just like, what happened? He was like, yeah, it just made me realize that my friends, they wasn't really good influences in my life. And, now that the situation happened, I haven't talked to any of my friends since last month. And I was just like, wow. And I was just thinking like, the thing that really, really, really got me to where I am, like Kobe said, was having those powerful influences in your friend circle. Somebody to talk you out of some bonehead decision when you talking about you think this is a good idea. You don't want no yes man friend that's gonna tell you to do something that good and well that's not good. That's not good for you and good for your well-being. But those friends that's gonna push you. Like I seen y'all, I was like, I'm not about to be the dumb friend. My friends over here in pre-AP classes and AP classes. Let me sign up for one of these. I ain't never took an AP class in my life. But y'all, thanks to y'all, I forced myself to take an AP course. I forced myself to take a pre-AP course. I was like, I'm not trying to, my friends over here making A's and B's. I can't be making no C's and D's. Like my friends over here. So truly your friendship circle will have you out here. I could have been a whole thot out here in these streets had I went with my other friend circle, but we're not gonna talk about that. That's another story for another day. But no, your friend.
Girl,
I'm serious.
Had a baby 10 years ago. Could have had a whole baby.
Girl, could have been a whole we making pregnancy packs in high school. 16 and pregnant. What? No, but girl. Like seriously, our friendship circle, and that's a part of my dream life. Like seeing all of my friends prosper and us doing great things together, and just friends. It's something about peers, like our parents and our I love them. I thank them. But even in class, like I have learned this, that when I'm teaching, yeah, they understand it, but I like to get one of the students to regurgitate exactly what I said, because your peers, y'all have a whole nother lingo that you talk. It's a whole nother way. And I could probably say the same thing, but just hearing it from your classmates, you like, oh, okay, I get that. I get that. So it's just something powerful about your peers and the people that in your circle. So get you some A1 friends, and it might not just happen overnight, but just, you want to have powerful influences around you.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like I tell people this all the time. Like, I feel like our friendship is very, very divine. We started Inspire Fire, the company that birthed Soul Feeling so long ago. And it's just like the way God sets things up, I'm just like, so what I'm saying is like, pray for those divine relationships in your life. Because my mom actually prayed for us to have good friends, because I guess she knew that how important it is to have like good influences around you. And I'm going to pray that for my children as well, right now. And so it's just like that. And then also the good things you want out of life, do those things, and you're going to be surrounded by people who are doing those same things. But honestly, I take no credit for it. I think it's all God's work for us being friends, because I do think that God wanted us to be in each other's lives forever and to inspire the world together. And I'm just really thankful for that. But in talking about like relationships, that is huge. Like that is like the reason why we work so hard, or the reason why we don't want to have to go to have to work for someone, is because we want more time with the people that we love. And that's what we're doing a lot of this work. I just want to be able to spend time with my family and my friends and be rich together. But I love how Issa Rae a long time ago, when she was saying like to like network across. And so I think a lot of times we so want to be like, oh, dang, I kind of want to be with this crowd or that crowd and stuff like that. Look at the friends that you have around you. If they're good influences with you, those are the people that you know gonna always have your back, always have your best interest. So when you go up, you bring them with you, and when they up, they bring you with you bring them with them. And so it's that cross networking. Of course, you're going to meet people along the way. Of course, you're going to have mentors and people you look up to and be in rooms with them so you could get insight that you knew nothing about. But also don't forget like where you're at right now. If you have good friends, that there's only up for you there, and that you could network across and really go up together. Like if you look at actors and people in the music industry, you realize like people have been networking across, and you'll see like, oh, they went to the same high school. Oh, they used to be in the band together, and now they're all rich and famous. Same thing with your friends. On whatever goal you have. You don't have to be rich and famous, but my friends, we gonna be rich. I know that. I know that. And we gonna make an impact. I know that. So yeah.
Girl. Yes. Yes.
I'm silly. I'm like, I don't know about y'all friends, but me and my friends, we gonna be
I speak that prosperity for all of you and your friends out there. So may everybody that's listening, everybody under the sound of our voice.
Yes,
I pray that y'all have prosperous friendships and relationships, and y'all are prosperous.
Y'all. Oh, one last thing I wanted to talk about was like Kobe brung up authenticity. And I want you guys to think about, where do you feel like your most authentic self? And so I might come off as very like calm. I don't know if I come off of calm online, but sometimes I look at my feed and I'm just like, wow, they probably just really think I'm just like but I'm really loud. I'm really goofy. I'm really all of that. And so last night when I was at Black Market and I was just talking to some of the vendors, and I was like, damn, I'm really out here laughing loud. I'm really out here screaming. I'm really out here just being my true authentic self. And I love that so much. And when I'm here on Soul Filling Podcast, I don't show up the same way on Instagram as I do on Soul Filling Podcast. I think I don't know why, because, I don't know. I can't see who's really watching us. So I'm able to be my true authentic self. But I just want us to pay attention to like, where do we show up most authentic? And I want to show up more authentic in everything that I do. But I think it's really amazing to be able to think about where you show up most authentic. And I feel like that's where you're really supposed to be. And that's who you're really supposed to be around. Who are you authentic around? Who can you be your true self and feel safe to be laughing loud and screaming and making jokes with? And I feel like you should be there. Not worried about people judging you, not worried about what you look like, but knowing that people love you despite your loud laugh, that they love you unconditionally.
I totally agree. And then to add on to that, authentic is also like authentic possessions and even like authentic memorable moments. Like it was a study that I saw somewhere, and it wasn't the things like the car, the jewelry, the house that made people happy.
That's
it was
right there.
Yes, it was the people. It was those memorable moments. It was vacations. It was, those specific memories. So creating those authentic memories and those authentic moments. Going back to, what I said about being present earlier, being present in a moment, putting the phone down, cutting the TV off, and just interacting with your loved ones.
I love that. That's what it boils down to. I think we really did that one.
Girl, I agree. I agree. All right. So anybody got anything else to add? All right. If not,
I just want to say, like, everyone really think about their dream life and do, like we were saying, I really want us to take away what Kobe said about making your decisions in life inevitable, putting yourself in a position to be inevitable, taking the limits off of ourselves. I really want us to have this abundant mindset and be able to create a life, like Jazz said, that doesn't require you to be in survival mode. So if you do want to work, it's because you want to, not because you have to. Putting ourselves in positions to be able to do that, because soulmates, you know, we're going to tell you the real. We're going to tell you what's working and what's not working for us in our lives. We're going to tell you when we mess up, because though it may not be easy, we can do it. You can create the life that you want. So, and also live and also appreciate the life that you created for yourself right now. It's all about
Real.
that. So that's just I just want us to all, at least that was it. Have a vision for your life. Thank you. I'm so glad. I'm glad you
Girl.
that. That's what I was gonna say. Because Jazz, you were talking about earlier how Robert Kiyosaki put the money in an account that was saved, and he was not touching it because that was his future. He had a vision for that money, and so I want us to have a vision for ourselves, because it brings me to the Bible verse that says, "Where there is no vision, the people." Okay, where there is no vision, the people perish. And so that's something, it's just like, that's the same thing. It's not always talking about death, but death to a business. If there's no vision for that business, and you staying true to that, it will perish. If he didn't have vision for that money, he would have paid off whatever. I'm not saying you should pay off your debt, stuff like that, but he would have used that vision money for something else. So that's why we're talking about vision. Have that vision, and like Robert Kiyosaki did, stay true to that vision, make it inevitable, and it will create that. And so have a vision for your for right now, for everything. You have to.
We got to. And this kind of, you just made me think about something else again. But yes, it's so important to having the vision. And this goes back to last week's episode. I started telling this story, but we kind of got hung up because of time. But how, your vision, it may not start off beautiful. It may not start off where it's just easy and lucky go dandy. And one thing we didn't talk about was our dream life of relationships, because y'all know we was talking about this before the podcast. We think our new topic to talk about is finances, but the relationships gonna still be dear to our heart.
Always.
But well, one thing, because I don't want to make it seem as if, in relationships particularly, that it's going to be perfect all the time, or it's going to be, this, because, Hollywood makes us think it's a fairy tale romantic story that's just beautiful. You're going to find your husband, he's going to drop out the sky, and then he just going to come already with the full package, and y'all just going to walk off into the sunset together, right? No, that's not how it went, at least for me. I'm just going to only speak from personal experience when I talk about this. But how he talked, so you got to go back and listen to last week's episode if you haven't heard last week's episode to really get this. And so he talked about how with your significant other, before they become your wife or your fiance, how you want to have this dream life conversation with them, and how you want to talk about, what do you see for our future? Do y'all, do you see, paint the vision. You see the house, you see the dog, the kids, the finance, what are our finances going to be like, and all this good stuff. And I was sharing that in my personal relationship, it didn't start off like that. The vision was there. Jarvis always talked about, how he wanted to marry me, how he wanted us to have a family. But one key element that was missing during that part was the actual physical action. And when I say the physical action was like the money, the saving, the credit score for us to put a down payment on a house when we wanted to, the finances saved in a savings account to actually have a 20% down payment, or the 35% down payment if you got the FHA loan. But that's all another story. Y'all look that up. But anyway, but yeah, like all of these things, I was living in a fairy tale world, listening to all the sweet, beautiful things, but it wasn't an action. And so one thing I do want to say, it did take having that dream conversation, and rolling up the sleeves and saying the uncomfortable things and being like, okay, look, I understand this is what we want, but what are we going to actually do so that we can achieve these goals, so that we can get to what we actually want? because I did find myself, in the earlier stages of our relationship, just making, frivolous, just in love, romantic decisions. And that was not in alignment with what I really knew I needed to do so that I can have what I truly wanted. And so we can have what we truly wanted. And so I just want to let y'all know, people don't come preset sometimes. So we sometimes have to actually talk. We have to communicate so that we can get to that vision, so that we can get to that mission. It's that working, that building, that growing, that conversation is essentially what's putting all the pieces together. Sometimes it may not just be you already got everything all together. I just don't want us to throw away good people just because they don't look like what our mind says they should look like, when in actuality they could become all that and more. But sometimes it might take a little work. So that's all I wanted to say.
That's so good. I love that so much, because it's not like it's all different. And the reason why we're focusing so much on vision and making sure that you create that vision is because we don't just want you guys just going with the flow of life, like go with the flow in a different way. We don't want life to happen to you. We want you to make life happen for you. And so when you have that vision, it's kind of like a GPS system for your life. And though, it might take you different ways, at least you have this vision. And we talk a lot about like feeling, how do you want to feel, so, put all that into the vision so you can, your actions can align with that. And like you were saying with relationships and whether it's like a significant other, whether it's with friendships, whether it's with your mother, like I really want us, because I want to talk about like, that's something kind of hard for us, is to communicate, to really say, this is what I want. What do you want? Are we on the same page? What do we want? Where's this friendship taking us? Where, like, yeah, I'm dating you, but these are the things that I want in life. Can we really do this together? And is this what you want too? Because those decisions, that vision is definitely going to, that's really gonna line up with the actions. And with relationships, I just feel like like you were saying, leaving room for growth. I feel like a lot of times people break up because they outgrew each other, but in your vision, I want us to have growth. Like I want us to say, in the vision, we grow together. We love each other as we keep evolving. And so
Yeah, that's great, man, because it makes you eliminate that, it's all gonna work itself out approach, because sometimes it don't always work itself out. We have to put in that work so that it can work out. And so, but as long as two people, that's key, two people have to be mutually willing to work it out. It can't just be one-sided for it to work it out, because it's like we ain't gonna get very far. So, and it's no one way. Every situation is different. I'm just speaking from my personal experiences.
I love that. I want to leave y'all with this this poem.
Yes, come on.
This poem that I saw. I ain't gonna read it to y'all actually, because it ain't a thing that you can read. Let me see. I saved it in our archive. So let me find this. It has nothing to do with this podcast for real, but what you said kind of made me think about it. Okay.
If you wanted my love.
Okay. It's gonna make.
I never thought to ask
Wait, can you hear this?
Wanted my love. I assumed.
Okay, I'm gonna start it over.
Okay.
Okay. Ready, set.
Never thought to ask him if he wanted my love. I assumed, because my affection was homegrown, thick, and sweet, he ought to be thankful. I know better now. I won't be putting all my time where it ain't invited. I'm teaching my affection not to overstay her welcome. I've got no business offering a plate of my love to a man who's already eaten. So, before I go mentioning your name in my prayer closet, before I heat this homegrown love on the skillet, are you hungry? I never thought to ask him.
Girl, I said, what? This for all my single folks, okay? Out here real quick.
Girl, that made me want to say so many different things, but we gotta go. But girl.
No, because it's just like, I know you're talking about relationships, but you said it takes two people. And I think a lot of times we go all in. We are building, we're giving you all this love, cornbread, collard greens, all the things, yams, made this plate full of love, but the person's aren't eating or they want something different. So make sure when you are, giving your love that it's ready to be received as well. And so so when you do articulate your vision, that y'all are both in on it. And if not, you will find someone who is all in with you. And so just want to leave y'all with that.
Yeah, girl. We gonna end now. I love it. So well said. I got a story for that, but that's another day.
Girl.
All right, y'all. girl. But yeah, I love it. I love it. Been there, done that, and we gonna leave that behind us, right?
Period.
Period. We only giving our love to worthy candidates. All right. Okay. All right, guys. What time is it? It's affirmation time. It's affirmation time. Y'all, if this is your first time tuning in on the Soul Feeling Podcast, we always end our podcast with a positive affirmation. So what the heck is an affirmation? An affirmation is any statement that you are using to transform your life. Either you transform your life for the good or you transform your life for the demise. Even in the Bible, it states, let the weak say, I am strong. So keyword, you got to say this out loud, y'all. So on them days when you feeling sick and tired, down and out, broke, and etc., we're not going to affirm those negative things over our life. Instead, we're going to speak positive, powerful, uplifting situations and words over our situation. And no, you might not believe it at first, but keep on saying it long enough, and eventually you will begin to live it. I'm affirming, there's 3 of us, and I'm affirming that there are millions, billions, trillions, generations to come out here tuned into the Soul Feeling Podcast. So I'm going to end this thing off with our positive affirmations. Who wants to go first?
I can go. I am exuding love.
I am living my most divine dream life.
I am living my best life, and my dream life is unfolding before me.
Ooh, that was poetic.
Yes.
That was
Yes.
poetic. Unfolding.
Unfolding. Come on, constantly.
Yes.
I received that. That's my other affirmation too for today, y'all. Tiff, let them know where to find us.
Yes, guys, we are on all social media platforms. Soul Feeling Podcast everywhere. SOUL space FILLING. But most importantly, where are you listening to us? Are you listening to us on Spotify, SoundCloud, YouTube, Google Play, Apple Podcasts? Whatever platform you're listening to us on, that's where you need to subscribe. But for all my Apple Podcast listeners, this one is really important. This is super easy. This is all we asking for now. Leave us a 5-star rating and write something soulful and sweet so we can get up and up on the rankings. That will help more people get their soul fed and help us get our bread fed. Okay. All right. I haven't said that in so long. We love you guys so much. Share if something stuck out to you on Instagram. We love to reply to you guys. We love the messages. We love the DMs. And we really love when you share. We talk to you next week.
Yes, thank you. We love you so much. Until next time. Bye.
Bye. Love you.
Bye.
Kaden said bye too. Kaden said bye.
Bye, Kaden. Let the soulmates know.
The kid. Oh wait, I'm so